Hi, I'm Martin McGrath from Financial Edge Group, and I'm a big believer in automating your way to financial success. We're financial advisors and specialise in helping people get themselves set up for retirement. Today, I want to talk to you about automating your finances, to making sure it happens. Because what happens to a lot of people is they get to the end of the week or the month or whatever it is, they look at the bank account and there's no money left over, or there's not enough money left over, and therefore they don't invest, they don't pay extra off the mortgage, they don't put extra into super because there's none left over. It just disappears magically every month. Don't know how it happens, but it always happens to a lot of people. So what I'm a big believer in is automating it to make it happen. Because most people never miss a rent repayment, they never miss a mortgage repayment, they make the car payment, all that kind of stuff. Why? Because it's direct debit, it's automated, it just happens. So we kind of don't miss that money. So if you want to get ahead in life, automating that for your personal finances and your personal goals is definitely the way to go. And I've got 3 steps I want to take you through about how to make that happen. It's a big belief that I do in my personal finances for my family, and something that we set up for most of the clients we're working with because we know that it pays off in the long run. So 3 steps I want to talk to you about is 1, do the calculations. Figure out how much or what the right amount is. And so that might be that, okay, I want my mortgage paid off by the time I turn 50 or 55 or 60. It doesn't matter what the number is, so to speak, but having that goal and knowing what that is. So it might be that I'm 48, I want the mortgage gone by the time I turn 60. So there's some very simple calculations online you can do. Feel free to reach out to us and we can help you with that calculation. And the answer might be that you need to pay $720 a week off your mortgage. You're currently paying $600. So it's only an extra $120 a week. And if you realize if you did that, you would save yourself probably tens of thousands of dollars in interest by doing that. It's only $120 a week, so I don't think you're really going to notice it. So what you then do is take that calculation, go and speak to your bank or change your thing online so the direct debit changes to $120. And that example I've used is because that's what we've done in our personal finances. The goal to have our mortgage paid off by a certain time, done the calculations, figured out what the weekly repayment is, change it to that, and I just know it's going to happen. It's just going to tick along every week, and all of a sudden I'll wake up one day and that mortgage will be gone. Don't have to think about and worry and stress, and am I on track, am I not on track, what does that mean? Automate it and it will happen. That's the same with putting extra money into super, putting money into investments, all that kind of stuff. So if the goal is retirement, and I've done some calculations, I want to have $500,000 or $600,000 into super in retirement, there's some simple calculations that you can be done. Maybe some are complex. We can help you with those to figure out, well, how much extra I need to put in. Talk to payroll at work or set it up yourself as an automatic transfer, and it will just happen. And over time, that will definitely pay off and get you there. So it's important to kind of set that up regularly, because if you get to the end of the month and go, okay, I need to put that extra money into the mortgage, it's just not going to happen. As I said, it needs to be set up as an automated thing, either internally or with the bank or with your payroll, whoever that is, to make it happen. Now, why I also like doing it in small chunks, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, whatever that is, make sure you line it up. And so that's tip 2, line it up with your pay cycle so that it happens. There's no point trying to put extra money in your mortgage weekly if you get paid monthly. Line it up so it happens when your pay comes in, that money goes where it needs to go. Is that it can easily be adjusted. A lot of people go, oh, well, I'll just go and chuck an extra 10 grand off, or I'll pay, it's too big. And once you've done it, often it's hard to reverse it. If you just do a small little incremental change, a couple $100, or even smaller, $50, $20, will make a difference. But what it means is if you do it for a couple of months or a couple of weeks and it doesn't work, you can just unwind it. You haven't set yourself up for failure. You haven't committed to something that is borrowing or putting money into super you can't get back or anything like that. It's a small little incremental change that I think you'll hardly notice. You'll adjust your lifestyle very soon. You realize you were just wasting that money anyway, and you're going to set yourself up for financial success. Importantly, I suppose in summarizing, point 3 is that the small little incremental changes are the ones that have the biggest benefit. That we know that little drip feeding or little regular deposits or transfers over a long period of time, and I'm talking about years now, but life is years, there's years and decades we've got to live. So doing that extra bit now and setting that up now for years to come, for the next 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, will be the bit that makes the massive difference. A lot of people think, okay, well, I'll get to a few years out of time and all of a sudden I'll have all this extra money to boost into super. It doesn't happen that way. We see it, we help people with that. It just doesn't happen that way. The people who get that best success are the ones that set that up at least 5, ideally 10 or more years out. And it's a small amount. It's $50 a week. But if you do $50 a week for 10 years, it's a big difference in the long run. Importantly, so set that up structure, do the calculations, set it up so that it happens, and automate it so it lines up with your finances. And final overall view of that is that make sure you review it. It's not a set and forget. It's a automate, set it, don't think about it, but come back at least once a year, maybe even twice a year, and just check it and tweak it. Am I still on track? Is the interest rates gone down, and therefore I don't have to pay as much? If interest rates gone up and I need to pay a bit more, still always review it and tweak it. It might be that you need an extra $10 a week because your calculations are off. It might be that you got a lump sum for whatever reason and you can reduce that amount, or you can bring the years forward. So it is still a review point that needs to be done along the way, but hopefully that gives you some hints and tips about how to automate your finances to set yourselves up for financial success. If you want to find out more, if you want some help to do that, feel free to reach out to us at financialedgegroup.com.au.